always one relationship. So that's all. It is at the psychic, at the level of the psyche, where we complete ourselves constantly. Whether we are in a relationship or not, this is what relationship is from spiritual standpoint, from the point of view, certainly, of monistic understanding. So this, if understood, if there is enough intelligence, should set you free.
I grew up Muslim in a very religious household, so I had that background, but then kind of in university went the complete opposite way and kind of lived two opposite lives, really, completely opposite to each other. And then I went through, I fell in love with someone and went through, quite a painful breakup, I would say. And that kind of shifted something in me where, I started looking more into what would maybe called New Age spirituality. I found something in me shifted, and I started having certain just like sudden insights where I, like in a very short amount of time, realized what my life was and what that I had to somehow bring these two things together, and started looking into I found Sufism, and I found Irina Tweedy and Llewellyn Von Lee, and really resonated with that. And so I went fully in because something had already shifted, like everything was falling away. But that, coming back to that breakup, that kind of propelled everything. This very clear realization that a relationship will never bring me to that love that I'm looking for. Yeah, that's what propelled me into going into a spiritual path. And Sufism was very handy because that's exactly what they speak about. And then I came into this work and followed what was recommended and had astrological readings, and in which a lot of things were confirmed just about my psychology and how I am set up, but also just about like my very masculine nature. And I was told that I would need someone to equalize something. And my question is around, how do I bring this Shivahood, this knowing that there's no one else really, and I'm aware that I'm also, it has revealed itself over time that being in a relationship, it most probably has to be this way, because otherwise I would be bypassing things. So But something in me feels like I'm not able to balance the two, because the propensity was so strong in the beginning to go one way, and I don't know how to reconcile it oftentimes, and I've tried very hard.
Mm.
But yeah, so just how, especially as a woman, do we live? Like, as Shailites, and you were speaking about the path of white tantra, and where our focus is one pointed. How do I live that as a woman?
It's one of those, do you want the answer, which the response, the reflection that gives the fullness of the picture, the truth, or what feels more comforting?
I think I made a pact with myself to want to know the truth of it. So the truth.
So then in that case, there is no breakups. There was never a breakup. We only have one relationship, always. Doesn't matter how many partners we had. One for life or 21 makes no difference. This is harsh reality to recognize. We prefer something else. The reality of situation when it comes to this in the body with the gender, the other person, let's say in the case of heterosexual relationship, but it's the same with homosexual relationship. It just has some particularity. But when it comes to the feminine masculine, we have relationship only with one man as a woman, and all men have relationship only with one woman, not 2 marriages, 3 marriages, relationships, affairs on the side, doesn't matter. Always one relationship. So that's all. It is at the level of the psyche, where we complete ourselves constantly. Whether we are in a relationship or not, this is what relationship is from spiritual standpoint, from the point of view, certainly, of monistic understanding. So this, if understood, if there is enough intelligence, should set you free, should set everyone free in terms of all these meanderings of having this breakdown, that no. Relationship is one thing. A relationship with a particular person, right? It's a decision. It's a contractual decision. It's simply a decision. Let's be together. Let's do it. That's all. How are we going to do it? Maharishi used to call it, what house you want to live? Some people settle on a bungalow. Some people live in a wagon. Some people prefer palace. But that's what it is. What we get confused when we enter this diluted way of how is perceived at this level. And then everything is just that psychic material thrown. Will I be able to be in a relationship? How can I? You are in a relationship with another half of yourself all the time. Whichever guy will show up, and if it meets the criteria, and there's likeness and there's chemistry, That's it. That would be that. Therefore, I said there's no breakups. No breakups happen. We only have one relationship throughout the entire life. Masculine to the feminine, feminine to the masculine. It takes a little of experience, some insights and realizations, and once that dawns, then it's very easy to be with just as one partner. It's very easy. See? So whatever is thrown in terms of the psychological inadequacy that we feel about ourselves, our insecurities, whatever abilities and abilities, it becomes secondary, completely secondary. What becomes primary is simply making decision. What I want to do, what I want, some of us, maybe fewer of us, just like to be alone. I've met few people in my life, like truly alone, not just like until the right one comes along, until that Prince Charming will ride alone. No, truly feeling asexual, feeling not wanting any relationships, not wanting to be, and not being a renunciate either. Funny enough, the most flamboyant person I've ever met in London and befriended, he was like party goer everywhere, all over the place. And some of us may be like really not at all party goers, not at all, socialites and everything. And yet we crave relationship. We want to be in a relationship. For a householder, nothing better than relationship. Just make the right choice, that's all. Hopefully karma and everything is benevolent and it's the right one. But even if it's a wrong one, very quickly all the pays off. Clear up. Never go into debt. It's not good to be in debt. Have you ever heard that? It's not good to borrow money for too long. Right? You know that. What am I speaking here? We're not talking about the sutras now, basic code, Not good. So in this respect, relationship, when doesn't pan out the way we really want it, we pay off all the debts. And it sets us free. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about, abusive relationships and all this like unnecessary drama. No, that you walk out. Just walk out and do like that. I'm sorry, Pinocchio. I'm not going to be here for one more day. Okay? No. So really there's no dilemma at all. No, it's none. It doesn't even exist there. It's all based on clear-sightedness. If you're clear about the goal of life, right? You read the Vidi, right? You had this resonance with Llewellyn Wanley. You dived into the Sufi teaching, right? This is Sufi work. It's just we use different terminologies. It's all completely. It's not even sister sciences. It's the same thing. So there's only one relationship with the self. All love flows to the self. Upanishadic line. All love flows to the self. When we overflow with love, we bound to then love, 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 love. And then there are parameters created, social, economical, different parameters. Right? This because we don't want to tear and pull the fabric of life unnecessarily. None of us are made for relationships. None. We, we make it alone. So the best way to end a relationship is to know this, somehow to know this. You see? So we never break any commitment. We never commit any adultery there. We always love one man. We always love one woman. Harsh truth to swallow. Some people will never be able to understand that because they prefer to float on the surface. Float. All this nonsense of the, what is it called? Twin something? Soulmates. Twin flames, right? Soulmates, twin flames. All of us are absolutely soulmates and twin flames. It's, just recognize the simplicity of life. But chemistry needs to be there. There needs to be compatibility. All that, of course. And the rest is just simply make this decision. Do I want to be alone or do I want to be with someone? And that's it. If the being alone prevails, be honest. If being together prevails, be honest. Okay? And none of the experience of the past, breakup, projecting into this relationship, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. No, it's an excuse. It's an excuse. Relationship is woven every single day. People live 35 years together, 50 years together, woven single day.